my interest was in two constituencies. Ablikuma Central, Greater Accra, my own boss, Abdul Latif Dan, or maintaining the seat. No?
Sure.
But unfortunately, in Memphis Central, no, while names maybe 2 million people. But the fact of the matter is that it is one political party.
It's still in this.
Yes, so we are trying to engage in what you call reconciliation. Now, you are focusing on the bigger picture. That is the election 2024. Memphis Central, there is our seat since 92. And that is not the time to lose the seat to the MPP. Last election, we were open gap almost there 4,000. And this time around, we are hoping, say, Obana Bano, we can maximize our vote there and maintain the seat for the good of the great NDC. That was it.
And then, Osha say this time, amount for interest in your margin, call a ma, or for political issue.
I see the mechanism in politics, Osha, even the population of Ghana, a mother also say Mema. And it's a good thing for women to come into politics. But the attorney said, it is not any other woman. And we will encourage the women to also build themselves very well. Now, say school coach, you may see politics anymore. There is something you have to offer. Into a good, say, getting into politics. Now, I encourage more of them, even across the political divide, so be engaging themselves in politics. Because, you see, politics, Mitaka said, it is too huge an issue to sit on the fence. Say, decisions by the government to affect you. Into the best, they say, you get yourself involved. Now, the whole so now it gets into policy making. That is the best.
Mate medase papa mame entoa so na ene union also etoa no so a ye din komono ebrel eye Eric Nana Akwa oye regional communications team member Okai Kwei North constituency secretary of the New Patriotic Party and also ewo efia nana no kwaba
enya
abacho bia boko
me adom ye bisunga kra
some so mo die bogo so later part of this year, right? November.
Yes.
Na yo.
Flag bearership no. And November. O ma pick forms in that.
Yeah.
And see obi a gusa nanti mo kakra. Na by November no ye behwe. Na sa special delegate conference no. Yakoko yi na yes scale it down to the by 5. Afi na ya pick from there.
The 5. Na parliamentary no and
parliamentary no this around senior you see aye enhyehyɛ no yen so kra so ye pick forms no am 16th June ya
okay
na ya pick forms no akọ ya pick forms ni we be case by case enkoye say de bia se na o man ka one Saturday bi tina NDC ye omode a one Saturday bi ye kotu ni nyina across no this around no ye be make sure say ayana ye to abani wi a party kakra setting ne sans and some kakra na isim and no asen when na constituency ye make sure say bibia okay no na aba beto de na fi ho amo the pese ye ne se bidu ba bi no parliamentary ye pese ye ne se bia na ebidu ba bi na nipa mienu akokọbọ so a omo nyina ewo ahoden ewo nyansa a ombetimi e de agi seat na se meka se ba ko ensifem ana ba ko ntanase bia na wankọje antuma na se ogitum kran so enyi de be na wo se mentanase no metanase na ma yeden nti yetimi ye ho na manager na yenya flag bearer afi ono no be lead sa negotiations no nti ba bi ho no ma e 2 dice a abato nko antime ensolve issues no eni nti na ye be play ni ye ba from August akọ no ye be to dodo na kakakra e be kamu no yetimi ama November yi ni wi na fe we initiate sa
baby amuhra
hajo baby ebedu bi nti ehwe na se baby hajo
baby issues one dey no
ana ya holding kakaka and nti offer consensus na ye be nominations na nti bi assistant ye o be nominations
okay
na o mafa nti ye nso ye guso be consensus ehuru kakra amanfo epese omoba nti ye nyina ye hwom nyame adaro mo obi o baby anso ye MPP ni nti yende de extra menya akwanya de na mechia the consensus for mechia me chairman 7 a day electoral area coordinators ne polling station executives are me colleague executives mechia obi a the mesra consensus wa ne say ye de asomdwe ye beba party no na yetimi akọ elections na processes ni na so yɛtumi ama na fair na free na obi a obe contest bi na yɛtumi contest.
Okay, madam wase papa. I after my mention say free one pay him for na person dey share say.
Kwesi, ma memfa the issue about the office of the special prosecutor.
Yeah.
Wa arrested Professor from Watson. Kwesi, the attorney say the office of the special prosecutor no.
That's a me can be so more asema okay e the Daybreak newspaper ni mo.
That's true.
Fan now can be who dey ka ho asem.
Your fa OSP na a creation of law. The attorney say ya demra and a create that office no. Na botai attorney say corruption and corruption related issues biya no. Obia engage in dream ketase ne proya. Our mandate so be hwehwe asem no mo na se nipa no before a yet meche no se eche won so na either you pay back the money you have engaged in and answer you be put into prison. And even though na a campaign promised by His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo no, most people supported it. Esan say him say ade gbako edi enya ye pa so man e ya manfo a omukita position a omude on position e bo man kro no na ya de papa ben kan ko ekira ye nim Martinamidu, the first OSP, the Coco Soy man of Kotina chain. Enti Kisija Bimba and we all expected say he will continue the good work of Martinamidu. Edeba Sem Naba. Yenina Ejitum say Galamsey, Edio Maninya Yepa.
Sure.
Enti apart from the fact say the media so muse yenshe na Galamsey nkofom. Eye mesakena shibe ebe mubi. He led the media team. And our binds by who said no. Yanshare and stop a Galamsey na. On my impono, you with Macron so Abogana Hasi. Enti the then Minister of Environment, Professor from Watson, yes, set up interministerial committee on illegal mining. Only Miss Minim report by Tiger IP say people who were actually part of the interministerial committee no, were rather engaged in Galamsey. This issue is in court. I won't belabor the point. Such as BCU, Ekwewusi, and other people who say, even in as much as they were supposed to be there, no one said Galamsey be conform. Some of them is alleged said they were engaged in Galamsey themselves. And the respectable professor, a very noted person in terms of heart surgeon, Oko Kolebua, Oko share National Cardiothoracic Center. His own personal pocket money that was started a setting up. I say Obi Benya had problem beyond supported by the then president, Jerry John Rawlings. Until when he was appointed minister, there was no doubt say there is a man of high level integrity. Into no who say MPP are buying any amount for appointed or Musamunyo, a lot of them were corrupt. A lot of them are. Now, so much as Galamsey and Kosono, they themselves were involved in Galamsey. Until Transeka said they mentioned Banin Koso. Until Tintim in Krata, a report on illegal mining, and the chief of staff. The TNS said, Esanse Abino was not determined to fight Galamsey Intino. This report was put down. It never came to the public domain. You see, Bonica said, if you want corruption to thrive, then you must engage in opacity. You see, transparency, a very good ingredient to expose corruption. In this obin himself, Bonibia Koso, now Bonin Okataso, Ombiebiswa, na Sebi. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that that person encourages corruption. And it was clear, say, Abino was very much complicit. The chief of staff could not take the issue to the president. The president claimed he was not in the know. It took somebody who was engaged in a media work in the US. It's in the public. Taylor, and blow this report in the public domain. Ebanesano, Abani who say, they have been exposed badly because corruption was in the government, and somebody who is even in their own government or try to expose corruption, he is being under attack. What are we seeing now? The OSP took interest, Asema Isinu, Yebe investigating. In Tiana, it says, Prof has been arrested by the OSP. He has been given bail. And I'm a professor on a lot of media platforms. The other can say he is surprised that he, the person trying to expose corruption, he is now being hounded. They are defending witch hunting. My conclusion was very simple. You see, if you want to fight corruption, corruption will fight you back. They don't care whether you are one of them, you are in opposition, or you are neutral. The moment who say, oh, try to fight corruption, oh, try to expose you, they will come at you. You see, this professor, he is known not only in Ghana. He was practicing in Germany. And he was having all the goodies of practicing as a heart surgeon. But he was selfless. Sometimes, obi no party muka no yade papa, you say bona baso. But the tiene say anka banya they want to fight corruption. Anka the moment he brought out these revelations, they would have taken steps. Omont na homo obi asabi oti USA or journalism and be blown out of proportion. If you know about in the first place, the government says say a hearsay. It is not a report they have adopted and taken on. Into the tiene say Gabia Sorechidakun at Prof. Kokot. Martinso said the former person be in charge of security in the Flagstaff House, Captain Koda, at the Kokot said he has dragged their name into disrepute. You see, my issue is very simple. Okay. The OSP can investigate the man because nobody's above the law.
Yeah.
But the TNS said the man must not be witch hunted. The man must be given a say, which they are doing. But you see, arresting Prof, what will you get from it? He's not somebody who is leaving the country now. Into the TNS said corruption is festering in this government, and this government must take steps to address it. And you're going after people who are exposing them.
Okay, but I say, Papa, I will be out there at the animal. My American so now and pay. But your person also the chassis no on fire, yen chassis.
You when you many and I started fee Papa Pro so me to aso kakra.
Okay.
Em say yin na ye hana sa na report no. Eba to abontin. Na yen a na ye nimu no ye. Me na bobo bibiri so adwuma wa ye ene ahofama ode ama eye omanwe eninti eno so enamo eno so na ye de sa position no ede man se onkro nko ye nko omeboa adwuma na ombo adwuma ma Ghana man afi ono na ede reports ede beto abonti in fact me so metie o che say report na ebeda abonti ono onim de ye mpo a report e pi abonti because o share report e ba ya kinkan report na baby ho no ensisi so yipo tell be crampa sentences no constructions no crown so and said that it is susie however ababa da abonten ebeda abonten no enisifo esumu atwen no ye pa na ye na ye party a ono efri mu ba ye aboa 2016 aboa 2020 a ya ba power no na ne ka no akwakoye kana because one kan ye nso a na akwakwase ye anye ho baako na ye ton no e de ama Ghana ofo nkroma ye bonidin ewom mo kan se me papa yi se na me se ebu se a me de mawo waye se me nka hwe na Gabi ene Koda mo yo magise se sa na tie dia omo de aso no be court na o men a ewom ye court ene emra na ye de ehikire oman no eni nti se aso the report aba de senate bia na se hwem na yen a ye ba ye na Danko Kufuado ye ba ye special prosecutor na ye bi si office say ye ba beboa na corruption e wo memu ha no yetimi asobe ana yetimi atry say ye be brenase na ye de sa office no bi si ho no the very first person na ye fa na betra office ho no na o ye NDC ni a wadi akotene in fact o rise ya kudum pempen so na ko bitima be vice president yan kasa na MPP fo a yenso ya ye wo grassroots a yenso ye koye ni mu no yante ase ye de no kotana office ho kasa bibri wentimi anye de a yan papa ajabin eyi na otana ase afi owie ye ama yentua ne ka na ya ama ne sika ode ye adwuma ya nsa bibri ye npo de akwakoda enti de enti e de office ne bae no eno ana yen papa ajabin obuso a oye obia obe ye bibia ye de office bi be mana ebe ko ankoye no na adwuma ɛno nti na yɛtua ne ka yɛama no office staffs ɛna yɛama no power ɛno nti me nua ne ka sɛ ɔse Frimpong Boate was arrested indeed ɔwɔ saa power no sɛ obi ɛnyɛ Professor Frimpong Boate nko a Ghana ni biara ɔwɔ Ghana ha NDCD NPP CPP a obi ayɛ mfomsoɔ no ɛyɛ n'asɛdeɛ sɛ ɔbɛhwɛ no na ɔno a ɔde asɛm no baeɛ no baabi a na me ha me kakra ne sɛ o implicate amanfo bi na ɔno a ne ba wantimi amfa na nka ho because ne ba no so ɛwɔ concessional ɔno so ɔyɛ galamsey ni bi ɛne nti na nka wo implicate wo bɔɔbodi na nka wabɔ ɔba no so din ɛne na ma yɛhu sɛ ne report bɛn na yɛtimi yɛ overnight na yɛtutu nsɛm no mu yɛwura fi bi yɛakae bi okay sɛ saa ndeɛ deɛ asɛm no yɛn special prosecutor afrɛ no deɛ ɛkɔpie wɔ mu no obiara anim yɛbɛto yɛbɔ ase na yɛahwɛ na yɛatwɛn na nsɛm no bɛfi mu aba no so yɛtumi ahu baabi a yɛrekɔ ba me deɛ ɛyɛ me de paa sɛ saa asɛm wei ɛbaeɛ no yɛanhyewde no yɛamfa nkɔhyɛ baabiara yɛbie mu ama Ghanafoɔ nyinaa ɛhu deɛ ɛrekɔ yɛnhwɛ ne yie ɛyɛ me nwa sɛ me nua no ɛyi so wishanten sɛ wode asɛm aba na sɛ yɛafrɛ wo sɛ bra na bɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu na yɛn start investigation ɛwɔ so a ɛno nso obi ɛbɛwikyi wɔ anaa ɛnyɛ saa neti o ɛyɛ nokwasɛm ɛne procedure na ɔwɔ sɛ ɔno ba bɛka n'asɛm wie a amanfoɔ biara yɛbɔ mu de biara nso meyɛhwɛ sɛ na wɔtwe yɛba ne deɛ ɛdi akyire yɛbɛfrɛ obiara na obi nso obi akɔkɔ yi n'ano na yɛwie a asɛm no bia no kwasɛm da no na yɛda because galamsey me ne omi no nyina nim kaa ɛbɔ yɛn ɛne amane a ɛde ɔman no ɛkum ɛne nti sɛ yɛnya akwanya yɛn yɛ politicians sɛ kɔna kɔ di dwumasom bi ma party anaasɛ kɔ di ma ɔman na I think sɛ wokɔ a deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ no sɛ woyɛ ɛna wokɔɔyɛ in fact wo fele sɛ woayɛ bi waa wode report aba report no so yɛyɛ ho adwuma nso a yɛsɛ wɔkye ebi obi ɛnyɛ saa na ɛteɛ ɛyɛ asɛm no nokorɛ na yɛpɛ sɛ ɛbɛda adi ɛyɛ asɛm no bɛbie because yɛka asɛm to wo so nso na wɔanya kwan so anyi wa na meyɛ sure sɛ ɔpɔn nkroma is ever ready sɛ yɛfrɛ no a ɔbɛkɔ no aduonu mu meyɛ sure sɛ Koda Captain Koda ɛyɛ ever ready gabi ɔkyerɛ dako ever ready because yɛanka ne saa na yɛahwehwɛ mu na yɛankɔ a ɛbɛda hɔ saa ɔkyerɛ nko a yɛde NDC foɔ MPP foɔ yɛde ne sɛ na yɛabɔ akɔkɔto baabi nti me deɛ mu me wɔn de anɔpɛ deɛ mewɔ ani gye mu paa sɛ yɛn special prosecutor no watumi astarte initiative saa asɛm yi
okay mate me da se papa mame nto aso ɛwɔ ne twɛn hɔ na yɛmfa the chronicle na yɛmfa nsɛm ahodoɔ ɛwɔ hɔ nso ɛnto edwa ɛyɛ me nka sɛ former NDC parliamentary candidate Jachi Kwesen tells constituents I don't care a hoot, it's just bullying. We nsema hodwa ekoso sanso na enra NPP amanyo kono enso ekoto aba na omo eyi Charles Opoku se ono so mra me parliamentary candidate mfama omo ewo Asin Central any election a eba bekoso ebra edi yenwenetwe.
Yeah, question me that say may respect me aqua new opinions about the report by Professor Frimpong Boate. But me did say when there are some inconsistencies in an argument, we must put them right. First of all, I say there were inconsistencies in the report by Professor Frimpong Boate. I would be happy, sir, obit me actually some of the inconsistencies. No? If you tell me, sir, the report was written in Russia, now you've not been fair to the good old professor. Because sebe ye mumpo ya first degree second degree nim say o throw report and I say o throw thesis what goes into it. And if a whole professor throw a report, now we come here to impugn inconsistencies and now we have not been fair. We must give respect to whom respect is due. As I say, Prof, he may be MPP, but he's a Ghanaian. Senator can say MPP government even appointed Amidu as special prosecutor and he was a Ghanaian. They appointed him. Until let's not impugn inconsistencies and even go down low to say some of his sentences were not right. We shouldn't say so. Now, Osanso can say corruption in the government, you know. Martin Amidu, you are appointed, but you may be Ankuye. You see, Martin Amidu may be NDC, but Ocean's stature as a lawyer, at a point in time, he was the only person fighting cases even in his own government.
Yeah.
How did Martin Amidu describe the president and his government? Ben Kankoicha or Kase, the president himself is the mother serpent of corruption. I say, Mampenyin and Kasankasan Ekano, Proye, Ketasechene Kankanya, he is deep neck into it. That's what he said. And up till now, nobody in government have been able to challenge what Martin Amidu said with facts. Okasa about how even the finance minister was calling him to circumvent some of the things are now all you know. In terms of corruption there, what Prof has done should tell us there is truly corruption in this government. You see, Amidu raised issue about payment, how his office was not finished, how the staff, he was understaffed. Yamo Ejuma said the presenter wa KANTANKA TV, no microphone, no studio. Now you can say go after people who are engaged in things that are not right. You can't do it. Into the attorney say acquire say house in Papeni, you wait see ho. Ukra position there, but you can do nothing. That is what the government was doing. You see, Okase, you see, Mama Yankasa track. Okase Prof Neba concession. Where is the concession? Did he use legal means to get the concession? Your Minerals Commission. I can have concession. Fine. But does it mean that the concession I have, no? Manfamra Kwansu Nyana. And the last one, say he is shielding his son and blowing people's cover. Now said you're not being fair to the good old professor. Let's be fair to the fact. Esan say, oh kasa, yeah about corruption in the government. Nim said this kind of government there. When issues happen, I can chronicle it. They will shield you. They will clear you into no. You are trying to bring in a son. Say, unless you have concession, then you're fair to the fact. Back to Ascent North and matters arising. You see, I see, yeah, ma prepare ye endi enim. Sebi, ubet ma ya ade afa mra kwan so. Now so sometimes emrano can be circumvented. Emrano may not be able to give you good judgment. Why do you have appeals court? Esanzi enim says sometimes the judges may give what you call miscarriage of judgment. The judgment on Bemano may not be right. James Jachikwesin, the NDC MP for Ascent North, Sebi, the courts have been very, very unfair to him. I'm a student of law. I know, says, some court, you can't talk about it. But when judgment is given, you have the right to critique the judgment in its right form. I believe strongly, say, the Supreme Court were not fair to James Jachikwesin. You see, Akwesi, say, outro letter, at the bar KANTANKA TV, say, Wako school, in 2%, oh yeah, presenter or Hanum say, the fact that you have written the letter and you have been interviewed, don't say you are a presenter. You are going through the process. But after being the presenter, no, if KANTANKA management who say no, the media said no, they buy any writer, they have the right to take you off and even be able to level charges of criminality against you.
Okay.
As at the time he was applying to become or picking nominations, now I started the process of revoking his Canadian citizenship. As at October, he was in the process. Time of PK form with the EC, Or try to say he was still a Canadian, but he was in the process.
Okay.
Until the government, in collaboration with the Supreme Court, can say he became an MP, he has not renounced his citizenship. It was very wrong. The fact of the matter is that the parliamentary seats, was so close. And the government, because they have the state apparatus, almost any agency to ensure that you lose the seat. But I strongly believe, say, the people of Ascent North will not behave like the other by-election.
Okay, but they will not behave like the other by-elections, which means Omonto and Fama, the MPP candidate.
They will not look at the fact that MPP Cheska, Omoche, Omo they are very discerning.
Okay, but say Papa, the new crusading guide or say MPP elects Charles Opoku as Ascent North parliamentary candidate.
Somebody who votes in Tapanswa.
This time when about you should rather be a registered voter in Ghana.
They make their own regulations and go against it. This issue you have now.
I'm saying, no can say, Martin Amidua, ye dear Juma Shannon, sir, one more brow officer. And then Jehopa. Or see now would need equipment, now would need office. Now would need BBR.
I didn't mention office.
Now, like some of the things you mentioned,
Yes,
that he didn't have equipment, he didn't have anything. And see, how would such a person go after somebody? You made that particular categorically. Now, with the Pakra wouldn't be signing a man, it may refer will be as mother serpent of corruption. Or ye then who ye, or ye then, so bang, and ujinaso, and with me, a yes, our statement. Went to me for one sentence, cry, unsubstantiated that particular statement. And we are also here saying, say, what can't I same way? When I mentioned, say, Obi a man back concession, you wanted me to prove. Over can we or Hano? What me approve and I with me approve or quite fast. Your friend saying, Martin Amudu, et me frere will be say, or a mother serpent of corruption. When you ask, we'll also prove it. And what you know, a friend is saying, say, the engine make us say, there's inconsistency in the way now. And they say, ne it is true, so concession. And I also G to say, mine in I, if you are illegal. I am illegal mining, and I am a yempe, and no kind fast why ye no. And to say or ye legal, saying illegal concession, or not so ye mining. Into at least Nanka, we reporting. At least with my boy Banidin, like as also ye be ha. Now, so they didn't illegal, and the way Jeff you. And it's that that is no, if it's not necessary, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm basing my argument on. Say yes, I the next one can for Nini. Okay, say a legal, saying illegal. Obano so a movie into Obano. They are why because you see, I can say, you crowd the mine and no ne ye crowd. Say ye illegal, saying ye illegal. Me as a natural resources student, and they me fair, any day me then say, ye two mine in every the aftermath of say ye to a good end. Me name, so ye gun and you, so ye gun and you say ye illegal, saying ye legal. Me put there and hammy because a good end of fema, a set ye to me to a good end, ye use to, and as a gun of phone, it to a good end, yet me use or memoha, near the yempum to you. The hane hame kakra say ye to awie na ya say asase no na ya say nsu no ho na ya ne hame me en ne hame nti ye nua no so ye legal so nye me for dem fa me ho na nka oye report na nka de ba mu so me ba no owo concession fee akọ na ono de otu wie bia yetimi ye say ka ho otimi ye say ka ho na nka yakọ ye nim na wo watutum say e de bia ba eja bia nti na me ka say inconsistent okay nti yen yakoyi yen candidate no ranya me ada room ye de process no ato fam ama yakoko yen candidate enyame adum say 20th about 27th about no ye this particular month ye de be hihye so e wo ascend of na o kan say oto aba wo takwanso ayi amodi amodi no ko kumawu oto aba wa aya wa so west wagon amankwa bbc a oto aba wa aya wa so west wagon na modi no ko ya
I'll do it right.
modi no ko ya
sure with the floor in the argument no
nyame fofia nto na olusuye nti the kwasem so apart from whether say oto aba or so oto aba the constitution no make it clear say so o pese o stand over bia one I will say bia we obi a we registered voter okay and we one we the 18 years and we the 18 years then be young wait me to contest it and what you say who hail from the constituency and also wait me akwa contest it
who hail asin
say what ufi ho say we enkrani say we kwapim ni asin central ni we say we ufi ho mpokra na say we di udwuma won kran ana say we di udwuma wo kumase a wo sa akwanya no say time so a wait me akwa contest okay the oya santini oya fantini now so ote asen central watena ho so awo properties wo ho ono so to make a contest and inti minim the armenia no eka bra ye candidate no ofi asen
central
ho no te ho no di ni dwuma ho no ye bibi asen no ho no te ho no ye ni bibia now so ebia na adwumasem na ade na amana okoto aba ewa inti minim di inti a okase ya say yen papa no say ono de on through shoes on my obia o say de me hu me fa we ne to so na ka me hwe ne we na o kan jachi kwesi
o say de yo ni hu ya manfo hu
bule yen hwe fa no podi ono na nasem o kan kra de na me wonwa say we jeja ne ho na ye ne yodo na on hwe ne ye ono de onye victim of the law ono de wakoko say law onim say law it is na me say war yi wo hoi na me kona me say war yi eye adwuma na makoko bulo war na fio na manya me way through it rather no a saying not for no, and am I a victim? Because on no nimpa. This is not the first time. Wako contest ni be disqualified now. Still, he's so recalcitrant. I was say Osheni. You see, now man has been Wakobi. No, Wakobi. Now be a Wakobi. Woko near disqualified. Woko near disqualified. That's still. I went to me and CSC when you mean na yeni ye. Wasanyaba. You disqualified. I was say. Enti ono no dear. Asem of only the opa say obey MP. Na say asem of on mo other than that there sa wula unwa MP awokoi wula ba losing say bebre and still rather when yakwenya say wo de your friend saying hwe mfa ho na wo de ye wan de ebule o wo krampo na wo de wanya akwenya pa na asenya ye so say abu second day say then guy it's the same issue and na ye no kotum so in the nokotum in ande nyame emfa ne currency wanya ne baabi ko nti se wo ka se obi bule o ya san ma okwan esan se wo contest yen candidate no ye ka kire asen of a etie ese se moto abama yen candidate na MPP candidate na obenya kwan ani adwuma mpomto dwuma ya yeguso a ye no wa beto aso ewo ho jachi question moto abama na ono ankasa owo legal issues are all battle with the states. And in our parliament, and I can say, I'm not one on to me, put no way to me, I'm one near Jumaye. And in the same of what it's ye. Moma, you make sure, say, and Juma, you go so a year. Yet, Abano, Edebema, MPP candidate, Yatu Abaman, Charles name?
No, I was catching you.
Chasopoku. Yede ama Chasopoku. Na Chasopoku. Na Chasopoku, Emra, na Ometua, a Juma, Yegusua, ye no so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Me da say papa na Chasopoku emeto so mamefa the daily graphic na yeni enkomo in free e honorable. We share the right hand corner ehwa parliament approve Justice Tokono as 15th chief justice ewo e honorable. So and this renowned Supreme Court judge and so the Nejuma the che good and so the Nejuma ekwewe. And right was very emotional. The brother on signing off Nisio crack. Omunya abotrema no kakransa na otimi edi nedwumadi wi. Sa ne biase no hete. Ebi ekọ na ebi nso emba. Sa na brabo ete. Netre.
We say me that say. Many akwa kasa. You see James Jachi question. Or the ho abo afore ama asen no for. And his sacrifice might be rewarded. You see You cannot bully a man who is well exposed. And the other can say he believes say Ghana mrano any into your son baby. He has a right to come. If you believe say what he has done, or there is some level of criminality, you know where to go.
Yeah, go to court.
Aqua knows where to go.
Yeah, we'll pick it up.
And Okase Abu Sakande in Jaji the same one. It's two different things. Aqua knows it. You see, the argument Mr. Akwaye was that he is well versed in issues of law a bit. But I said maybe because of politics,
environmental law.
He may want to. You see, Abu Sakande was in Parliament holding on to Burkinabe citizenship, UK citizenship.
Yeah.
As at the time that question was in Parliament, he has renounced the Canadian citizenship. We know, and even before the elections came in 2020, now it has been renounced. It is a fact. You see, when does one becomes a parliamentarian? Mami educating the public, kakra. You become an MP when you have been sworn in the House of Parliament, true or false. Yeah, true. As at the time I have been nominated, as at the time I was being elected, I am not a parliamentarian. As at the time now, now he has renounced the citizenship.
Yes.
And to Obika when he became an MP, he was like a Canadian. Nipa no boa, enya no kre. Nipa ni no kre ne pa but oka ade enya no kre. As at the time he was sworn in. Now COVID was in Tom Koye and State House. Yeah. He was a Ghanaian. You see, when can I call you a presenter of Kantanka TV? Is it when you are applying to come and work here? Is it when they are interviewing you? It is when you are sitting in the chair. It is the chair say he has been unfairly treated. I believe strongly, say, Abino in collaboration with some state agencies. Until you say he has no case. there's a criminal case, sir. We don't settle criminal case in KANTANKA studio. We settle criminal case in the law court. Me, I have strong belief in Justice Tokonu. I believe, sir, the former Chief Justice, Eni Yebua, was a fine judge. But during his time, so many cases have gone out. I can say we are shifting from the norm. How can you tell me, sir, when you have a Ghanaian birth set, it does not qualify you to be a Ghanaian? You can't tell me this. You see, even let the Supreme Court, all of them should come and tell me, I will not agree to this. Because the primary document of getting a passport in Ghana is the birth set. Into the fact that you have been born here, the fact that you have the Ghanaian birth that didn't qualify you, you don't tell me this for me to believe it. Into there were so many things, this Supreme Court, many were not happy with it. I wouldn't say that it is illegal. You can't say me say the law is in the bosom of the judges. Yeah. For me, I believe this is a wrong statement. We should have a laid down structure here we must all follow. You can't say it's how the case court. What the judges feel should be what must be a law. We have precedents in law. But it's like I say, judges can depart from their own judgment. You see, apart from Nyankopon, Odia Semaya, he can other judge us. Obano Huna Femua. The judges take that particular role. Into a judge, be a judgment be, not say to form a problem. Menka say judges know they are corrupt. But the fact of the matter is that they have been exposed. I actually say judges can be compromised, and as have shown to us. I don't know if they were compromised or not, but the TNS say Justice Tokonu has a huge task to prove to us issues cause so unanimous things. She has a huge role to disband our mind from that thing. If people have a wrong perception about judges, I will not get judgment in court. It can breed illegality. Recently, issues about Nogubu Kosopa. People can now say, case, Fanko baby, because did this judgment. Papa. People can take up all sort of, mysticism, spirituality, and even go physical. And there's a huge tax on this lady to be able to prove to Ghanaians say issues caused by unanimous 7 and those things. You see, one thing America said, judges must also try to expedite action in their judgment. Look at the Malovo case, for so many months, the man has been hounded by this corrupt government because he was exposing them. After America said he was not treated fairly. The man has left, taken up appointments in international court. He will not come back again. Into the judges must be doing well, and I believe strongly say sometimes a man are less susceptible to corruption. Yeah. Sabi you appointed Miniaba Abna as the head of KANTANKA. I believe strongly say she can do things for things to happen well in this studio.
Okay.
But not sorry obedi and there.
Eric be best the okay. But there is also another issue. I know so Basso Green Ghana here again. Yeah. Tomorrow's exercise target 10 million cedis. The question is the leak a year last year no. Akusi say. It's an avenue to steal government money. Yes, so yes, it was so. Eric, we the Daily Graphic and I did.
Many I'm say or no or can say yachi question as seven. I'm say or many a woman apart from your constitution, you issue precedents and also a law and as I also boy ma it me a can it me a siege. Na Sebase Kantanka for more advertising position here. And before me advertising, more the terms of reference, beba. So about obey say, or so ye Ghanaian, or so we didn't feel say, or so terms of condition apply. Requirements. So what's your requirement, you know? Nasa meet requirement now. And so background now with the application about answer say forms na yeton what forms ni bi. Now say what's your judgment about? I mean to me because I don't have it here. Some you see one precedence be Australia precedence be a guy no so no or ye British and na oba contest or also ye jinajuma FNS because at the time your friends or far form no na or renounce say ne way ne and nti sa we no nyina na ikutika law na ye 1994 article 1992 constitution article 94 2A no and na ye busy I no point no crampo e de we jachi question you say you sue no mpo e de can say now or say your of fan nomination na ware now say that and na emba ye and or elections no or you then you know you said he was in the process but then you said during the time of his sworn in when he was being sworn in yes and I'm saying no problem but they can say so terms of condition was say ansana obebe picking nomination or so making sure say what renounce it dada until he knows it Jachi question knew about that and no far forms no but what the mechanism so that until that is the nomination and what you namaka medical is a president ni bebre ho no a give it me aside the other one here Green Ghana okay say I am the pass say o man no yetimi etekisa initiative we me nua ne kasa no say avenue sure yedi wi Ghana sika you yati yen the MPP for the domo beba bia no omo ewia Ghana sika na NDC for the domo ye bia no aya na eye Ghana pa it's no problem na obisa say 2021 and 2022 yes they are yedua no akwakosi 2021 to 2022 the yedua say yedua about 30 million seedlings 2021 I'm say weather conditions means yenya 65% survival rate and at 2022 yenya 72 survival rate and it's egusu ankasa ye koyeni de tie bia no e wo say yetimi make sure say yen Ghana no yebetimi make sure say India no yebetimi agina because me nim say there is a saying say the last year e be wu wiase no the last man will also die enti ye me nu asudie say yebe make sure say Indiana yegusu a ye twa na sese nnua no so say ye ntwa nnua no so a ye ntimi nye developmental projects nnua yi bebi yeti nyina nnua eka ho bi enti be twa nnua na ye twa nnua no na wo say yetimi eduadua bi enti na Ghana anaso mampani aye na adwen say every year bia 2021 ye start year 2022 na ne anase 9th and then some some launch Green Ghana Day and also 10 million seedlings na you say you be across now where you there ye market apart from when say forestry for no more system your friend Tonya system so Tonya system no ye measure be a put it in place e bia bra yi wo hey so wasase a yetimi the seedlings no e ma no as forestry na wadua odua seedlings no na odua ne branch ne board ye ne ebro ewo asase no so forestry for na ebe masika na ya do ase ne ade nyina na branch ne bo a na ono akwakotu ne branch farmer no wafa branch no ebro no bo a na wafa branch no na ndua no nso eguso a kopemba bia ndua no be ye canopy da na fe wafiri ho na okọ ano nti there are a lot of systems yetimi putting in place I will say you make sure say ndua na woman mu ha no ebe koso because ndua no dwuma a ebo no yetimi quantify into monetary terms and what yankasa kra no so ndua ba ko esi hoyi esi won ankasa eyisika twato won so a eyisika na ewumpo so a eyisika nti se Ghana ye de ho ahye Green Ghana ne mu a I think say it's appropriate say ebetimi aye na ya bompa say amanfo so a ebenya sa akwanya no say konakoto say na kokodua why you transparent what the no credit amount mine
okay mate me da say papa nyame adoma e kira na sa adwumade we ebekọ so nim say Ghana fo nyina enso wa kwanya say yebetimi de ho agim na Green Ghana adwumade no enso ebetimi akọ enkan nti ene district assembly agriculture department bi e wo bi akọ honom na kokoje seedlings ni bi na fokokodua fako asase so fako be bia yefu o mantamo na yensan enye Ghana foforo ebiem eno na betimi aboa ama first ani efre ha the garden city na atimi akoso fi se ebra nipa dua etwato ebewu no na nipa otwato enso ebewu ene eye Ghana ni ebre na ye digina mu a ye de ebro mpanimfo mienu na ameni omo edi nkomo apia body nurturing ewo efi ha no mo na oye NDC National Communications Team member sanso na Eric Nana Akwa enso eye Okankwe North secretary na owo efi sanso na communications team member the new patriotic party na omo amanyoko no na empanyimfo be se nkrum we enso ayi omuti aye hwe ni mu se sa November no edro ebetimi ato aba ede amo